Save a little for Mitt. Now, I know what you're thinking.
For more than 6 decades, Clint Eastwood has been one of the most respected and mysterious figures in Hollywood, a man known for his cold stare, quiet confidence, and a personality that never seemed interested in pleasing anyone. While many celebrities carefully choose every word they say.
But he treats his actors like horses. When you're in a Clint Eastwood movie, you don't even know the camera's rolling, and you just hear over your shoulder, "All right, go ahead." You do it, and sometimes you're doing some pretty hot stuff, and you just keep doing it until you hear him say, "That's enough of that."
Clint Eastwood built an entire career by saying exactly what he thought. Behind the legendary cowboy image, the famous action roles, and the unforgettable movie moments was a man who followed one simple rule: do the work, stay focused, and never waste time pretending. But what many people don't know is that before Clint Eastwood became a Hollywood icon, he was almost rejected by the industry completely. The same studios that later celebrated him once told him he wasn't good enough. In fact, Clint Eastwood and another future superstar, Burt Reynolds, experienced one of the strangest moments in Hollywood history. Both young actors were working for Universal Pictures when the studio decided they were not worth keeping. Years later, Burt Reynolds revealed the unbelievable reason behind their firing.
There's a story I heard that you and Clint Eastwood both got started around the same time and that you were both fired from Universal Pictures on the same day.
That's true.
As young guys getting started out, because they found fault with both of you. Why would they fire you, Clint Eastwood, or you? I mean,
well, Clint, they said, you talk too slow, and your tooth is chipped, and you won't get it fixed, and you don't listen to anybody. You just want to do things your own way. And I said, why are you firing me? And they said, you can't act.
According to Reynolds, executives criticized Eastwood for having a slow-speaking style, refusing to change his appearance, and not following the traditional Hollywood image they wanted. They reportedly told him things like his voice was too slow, his personality was too stubborn, and his famous chipped tooth needed to be fixed. But the biggest insult was something that would sound impossible today. They told Clint Eastwood that he couldn't act. At that moment, Hollywood completely misunderstood the very thing that would later make him legendary. His silence, his slow delivery, and his ability to communicate without saying much would eventually become his greatest strengths. While other actors tried to fill every second with dialogue, Eastwood discovered the power of doing less, and that became the foundation of the character audiences would remember forever. The mysterious cowboy standing alone in the desert, the detective who didn't need approval from anyone, the man who could enter a room, say almost nothing, and still control the entire scene. But Clint Eastwood's journey wasn't built only on talent. It was built on discipline. People who worked with him often described him with the same words: professional, calm, and extremely efficient. Unlike many directors who repeat scenes dozens of times searching for perfection, Eastwood developed a completely different approach. He believed preparation happened before the camera started rolling. Once the moment arrived, he trusted the actors. Robert Patrick, who worked with Eastwood on Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil, experienced this unique directing style firsthand.
I mean, when I worked with Clint Eastwood on Flags of Our Fathers, he hired me.
I loved Clint. I worked with Clint.
He's a great. What did you do?
I did this movie called Midnight in the Garden, Good and Evil. I had one big scene in the courtroom.
That's great.
Yeah, I loved him. He was like,
that was a great movie.
He was the best director in terms of just like, he would just do your thing, shoot it, and then he'd go, "That was great. Just on this take, just acknowledge the jury. That's all I need you to do." I go, "Do you have anything else?" He goes, "No. How did you feel?" I go, "I felt great." He goes, "All right, you want another one?" He would even say action. Remember? Yeah. He would just go Jack to Jack Green as DP, and he'd just do that rolling motion.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I loved Clint. It was such a great. That was my first real movie.
My first
with him.
Well, I got to tell you, I got to go back and watch that.
Patrick explained that Eastwood didn't create unnecessary pressure on actors. He didn't constantly interrupt performances or give endless instructions. Instead, he allowed actors to bring their own ideas while quietly guiding them when necessary. But perhaps the most surprising thing about Clint Eastwood wasn't his directing style. It was the way he treated his own family. Many Many Hollywood stars used their fame and influence to immediately place their children into major roles. Eastwood chose the opposite path. Even his own son, Scott Eastwood, had to audition for his father's movies. For most people, having Clint Eastwood as your father would seem like a guaranteed ticket into Hollywood. But Scott discovered that his father did not work that way. He had to prove himself. He had to compete for opportunities. And sometimes, even after auditioning, he didn't get the role. Scott later explained that his father treated him like any other actor because he wanted him to earn success instead of receiving it because of his last name.
Who again?
Clint. His name's Clint Eastwood.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
I heard
that
him.
guy.
Yeah.
And what's interesting to me is that I learned that you have to audition for his movies, which seems weird to me because you'd think he'd know what you can do, what you can't do.
Yeah, no. No. He does not. He does not. I don't think he likes me in his movies. You know, because here's the thing. He's put me in a few movies, and I've auditioned for a lot and haven't got a lot. And then Gran Torino came around where he was talking to me. It was like this little role.
Yeah.
And he got a call.
His character's supposed to be giving your character a hard time.
Yeah, exactly. He's calling me a pussy and a spoiled little brat or whatever. And so he gave me that role, and on the day we were shooting it, there was a lot of stuff that came out that wasn't on the script there. What? That wasn't in the script.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. And so did it make you think like he's working through some issues?
Yeah.
Maybe?
Yeah, I think.
Oh, I got a part for the kid. Give him this part. The part where I chew out that punk.
I think it was a lot of pent up over the years of me pissed.
Still.
Yeah,
Right.
pissing him off.
And finally, how's Dad?
Dad's good.
What would surprise us to know about your dad? Any fun fact that you could share with us? Like, any punishments he gave you as a kid, or? Because I'd be terrified if he was my dad. I'd be.
You should be.
You don't know, but he would just look at you and like,
Oh, yeah.
really?
He'll take you down with a look. He will take you right down.
But Clint Eastwood's most powerful weapon was something far simpler than fame, money, or physical strength. It was silence, and Hollywood would soon discover that sometimes the person who says the least can command the most attention. But what surprised many people was that this quiet personality wasn't just something he created for movies, it was part of who he really was. Actors who worked with him often discovered that Eastwood carried the same calm energy behind the camera that he displayed on screen. There was no unnecessary drama, no shouting, no attempt to prove that he was the boss. He simply knew what he wanted and found the fastest way to get there.
On several occasions in this series, notably with Steven Spielberg, with Ben Kingsley, we've talked about the virtue and use of silence in film. Don Siegel has said the hardest thing to do is nothing. A number of people have paid tribute to your expressive use of silence. What you're doing with me this moment is what you do so extraordinarily well. On the screen, you listen. Is it that important to you?
I think this most important thing, it's certainly the most important thing as in acting, is listening. Anybody can expound a lot of dialogue, but a lot of people don't listen well. In fact, I think it's something in life, my wife and I were talking about this the other night, is one of the great things I think they ought to be teaching in schools, and not for acting, but for just life in general, is the art of listening. It's something that a lot of people don't understand, and a lot of people may listen or attempt to listen, but they don't hear, or they don't absorb what they're listening to.
This approach became legendary among actors, especially those who expected the traditional Hollywood directing style. Many performers arrive on set prepared to repeat scenes again and again, trying different emotions, different movements, and different versions of the character. But when they worked with Clint Eastwood, they quickly learned something different. Eastwood believed the first natural performance was often the best one. One of the most famous examples came from actor Matt Damon, who worked with Eastwood on the movie Invictus. Damon arrived on set excited and prepared. He had studied the character, created different approaches to the scene, and was ready to explore different performances.
And fun and great. And I showed up and I'm ready. It's like my chance to work with, one of my heroes. And the very first take, I did it. And meanwhile, I've done this so many thousands of times. I have, a number of different ways that I'm thinking of maybe doing the scene. So he goes, cut, print, move on. And I go, hang on. Boss, you want to do another one? I mean,
I wasn't even in costume.
That was the first one. Like, you want to do it? And he goes, why? you want to waste everybody's time?
Oh my God.
And I went, no, I guess we're moving on. And it was one take.
He was holding a gun.
But
Yeah.
there was a kindness in it
No,
too.
no,
It wasn't,
I get that.
he wasn't.
Too many takes could sometimes remove the natural feeling from a performance. He wanted actors to stay in the moment. He wanted honesty instead of overthinking. And this philosophy created some of the most memorable performances in modern cinema.
My dad actually he was in a plane crash in his early 20s, and it was off San Francisco. And he had to swim like a couple miles in that water to survive. Yeah.
Holy shit! He crashed into the water.
Yeah. Most people don't know that. It's
Whoa.
It's pretty crazy. He and I'm gonna butcher the details, but just from growing
Fake
up.
news.
Fake news, exactly. But what happened was he was in the Army, and it was right around the time the Korean War was starting, and they were flying. They were doing a routine flight or something. And they had to crash land in the ocean.
Whoa.
And it was getting night, and I believed the pilot died, and I could be wrong on that. The pilot died, but the other guy he was with survived. So him and this other guy, they were swimming to shore, and they got split up because it was getting dark at night.
Whoa.
And so then now they're swimming alone, and anyone who knows, San Francisco.
Behind his simple style was years of experience. Eastwood understood something many filmmakers spend decades learning. Sometimes the most powerful moments happen when you stop trying too hard. This same philosophy also shaped the way he communicated with actors. Instead of giving long speeches about emotions, he often asked simple questions. How did you feel about the scene? What do you think your character would do? What feels natural? He trusted actors to bring something personal into their performances. This made many actors feel respected. They weren't just following instructions, they were part of creating the moment.